everyone, this is Lovelin Johnson, and today we are going to be looking at the law of awareness from the 15 invaluable laws of growth. Before we get started, I have a question. How many of you dread Mondays and you count down to the weekend? If you answered yes, then this particular law and the questions that come from the book are going to be of great use to you. So let's get started. What is the law of awareness? You should know yourself to grow yourself. We are going to be looking at 10 questions that would help us to know ourselves and identify our true purpose and passion so that we could grow in those areas. I have grouped it into 6 parts. Part 1 is the what questions. Part 2 is the why question. Part 3 is the how question. Part 4 is the who question. Part 5 is the when question. And part 6 is the price and the promise of pursuing that particular path and passion. The what question. Question 1. Do you like what you're doing now? Think of your career and answer this question. Do you like what you're doing now? I often think about myself, and there was a season when I wasn't really happy with my corporate job, and instead of doing anything with my unhappiness, I stayed miserable. I continued in that job for a long time, and this is what I often said when people said, why are you not doing anything? I would call myself like this frog in this pot where the temperature keeps going up, but I adjust myself. I somehow don't want to jump out of the pot. I stay in the pot, and now it's boiling and I'm going to die in the pot, but yet I do nothing about it. Often we complain, we feel miserable, we act as if we have no agency to change the story for ourselves. If that's your story, I'm hoping that these questions are going to bring transformation for you, and it's going to bring clarity to find your purpose and chart a course for it. The second question is very simple. What would you like to do? If you're not happy where you are, what would you like to do? And only you could answer that question. The third question is, now that you know what you would like to do, can you do that? If I said, I want to become a singer, I bet you're not going to come back to this YouTube channel ever again, because singing is not a skill set. So the question to you is, can you do what you want to do? Can you do that? Can you make money out of it? I like this 3-circle exercise, I think by Jim Collins, where he talks about passion, your skill set, and then can you make a living? And when all these intersect, that's your sweet spot. That's where you should be working. So your second question would be, what would you like to do? And you may be passionate about it. Just because I love tennis, can I ever be a tennis player? I may have passion, but I don't have the skill set for it. So the third question is going to help you answer that. Do I have the skills to do what I want to do? And if the answer is no, go back and think about what other passion aligns with your skill set, and then think about, can I make a living out of it? And that would give you a direction. The fourth question is, do you know why you would like to do what you want to do? The why question. My children would often come and tell me that they want to do a particular job. And when I would ask them why, their response would often be, you make a lot of money. But we have come to a stage where we know that money alone is not going to give you the job satisfaction you want. You want the right environment, you want the right people in the boat with you as you go along, and the right values, so to speak. So what is your why? I love the story where a traveler goes by and he sees men working. He looks at one man and he asks, what are you doing? He says, I'm laying bricks. He looks at the other guy and then asks, what are you doing? They were all laying bricks. He just straightened himself with a smile on his face, said, I'm building a cathedral. Think about the difference. So when one guy clearly saw it as a job, and one guy saw it as this big purpose that he is fulfilling and the role that he played for that big cathedral, and that is what I would like for us. What is that big thing that we are building? So it gives us a sense of purpose, accomplishment, and fulfillment as we grow along in this job, in this career. The fifth question is the how question. Do you know how to do what you want to do? What steps you have to take to achieve it? The book talks about the 3A framework: awareness, action, and accountability. So you want to go somewhere, you want to grow to this position, but do you know where you stand now? So if you know where you are, then you can clearly chart a course to where you want to be. If I want to run 100 miles, I know I have run 26 miles. So 100 miles is almost 4 times of that goal. I know where I am today. I can run 26 miles. But now if I want to run 100 miles, I now need an action for it. So first is awareness. Where do I stand? The second is action. What action should I take to get to the 100-mile mark? And then accountability. You need people who would keep you accountable, and that would motivate you to action. The sixth and the seventh question are the who questions, the guides that come along to help you. Let's talk about question 6. It states, do you know people who do what you want to do? If you don't know, the cool thing is there are several people who have written books about it. The easiest way is probably to find a book, read how they got there, what did they do, what challenges did they face, and you could learn from their stories. So books is probably one way to have some guides in your life. The seventh question is, should you do what you would like to do with them? What it means is you need to partner with people who have already walked the journey that you aspire to take. If I want to be a writer, do I have writer friends? How do I join them? How do I connect with them? Is there a writers club where they all meet? Maybe I could become a member of that club. So you find ways in which you are in the room with them and find opportunities where you probably can ask them to be your mentor, ask them to help you, or you can buy them a lunch perhaps and get their thoughts and insights about their journey, and you could learn through that. So you need people who have walked the journey that you plan to walk, and you invite them to come along and learn from them so you don't make the same mistakes and you grow in a faster pace. The eighth question is the when question. When are you going to start? The answer is always now, not tomorrow, not the day after, not someday. The answer is now. Think about you wanting to learn to ride a bicycle. Imagine you sitting and reading books about the balance and how momentum creates speed and all that. You could sit and read for hours, or you could jump into the bike and you are going to wobble, you're going to fall, you're going to have scraped knees, but eventually you're going to just get on the bike and going places. But if I'm reading book after book about how to ride a bicycle, it's not going to help. We understand this when we talk about bicycles, but in career, in places where we want to go in terms of career, we keep on reading and reading and we take little action. I'm going to encourage you to take small actions every single day so that you build on it. That compounds over time and it's going to give you results as you pursue your passion. The ninth question is the price. Are you willing to pay the price? I'm here to tell you that it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you your time, your entertainment. You have to invest your talents in a meaningful way. So you are going to be investing and paying a heavy price for the passion that you are pursuing yourself. I see it like when everyone is watching Netflix, maybe you will be picking a book and reading about it in order to do what you want to do. Or if everyone is spending money on a vacation, you probably would invest that money on joining a course or being in the room with these type of people so you could learn and grow. You're going to have to pay this price, because if you are not willing to pay the price, then it would be like the frog on the hot pot and not willing to change because the price is heavy. But when you do it, you are bound to see the results. The last question is, what would it be like? What would it be like? And John talks about three realities. It is different than what you thought it's going to be. You think when you reach a certain point, you're going to feel a certain way, but it's going to be very different in a positive way, in a negative way. You've learned, you've grown, you're a completely different person as you grow towards this goal, and you are going to feel differently when you reach that particular goal. And the second reality is it's going to be more difficult than you thought. You thought maybe paying the price means I have to work on the weekends. But then you later find that you're working in the nights, you're spending extra time, you're spending all the money that you have saved it towards this venture. So it's going to cost you so much more than you thought it would be. But the third reality is it's going to be so rewarding. It's better than anything that you've probably ever imagined. That's a life living with purpose. That's a life with clear picture. Instead of saying, I don't like what I'm doing and complaining over and over again, you could change the course by literally taking these 9 steps, by understanding what could I do? What is my passion? And then asking the question, do I have the skills for it? And preparing an action plan. How do I do this? Who should I invite in my life so that I can get to this place faster? And when am I going to do it? What am I going to do? When am I going to do? When you have clarity on this, but I can guarantee you that you're going to pay a price for it, which is going to be heavy, but the reward is also going to be equally, if not more than what you have imagined. You would reach more than what you probably thought was even possible. And that's the path for the 10 questions. My hope for you today is that you would look at these 10 questions and answer it and chart a course for your own career path and invite people and make a great change for you. Remember, the law of awareness states that you should know yourself to grow yourself. I hope you found this lesson helpful. Next week, we are going to be looking at the law of the mirror. I hope to see you there.